Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you've watched my last video about using up your leftover takeout rice from the Chinese restaurant, then you know I've eaten a lot of rice over the last few days, and I just kind of need to give it a break. Now, there's a part 2 that's going to be coming, so you can look for that. But I had to give the rice a rest for just a few days. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll leave it linked up in the corner up there so you can go check it out. But for today, I thought I would switch gears and eat something else besides rice. So, come on, go with me and let's see what's cooking today. I'm going to start this off by getting me some of these little Dutch yellow potatoes. And I've got them in a bowl because I'm going to prep them. We're going to cook these in the air fryer. These larger ones, I am going to take those and I am going to cut those in half. Just so that hopefully they'll all be cooked in the same amount of time. That makes them about the same size as these smaller ones. So that's what I'm looking for. And I think that's going to be plenty because I'm just cooking this for myself. I'm also going to be adding some of these green beans into that same bowl because they're basically going to have the same seasonings on them. So it just makes sense to me to throw them all in the same bowl. Now I've just took these beans and I've just snipped the ends off of them, and a couple of them I cut in half just to make them a little bit shorter. This one right here I didn't, but you know, it don't really matter. I'm going to take these and I'm just going to throw them in that bowl with those potatoes. Okay, y'all, it's been a really busy week and I forgot, okay? I should not have thrown the potatoes in the bowl with the green beans, so I've taken them out. I put them in a pot and I just barely covered them with water. We're going to put this on the stove top. I'm going to turn it on high. We're going to let it come to a boil. And we're going to cook these until they're just fork tender. Then we're going to take them out and we're going to go a step further with them. And we're going to cook these things in the air fryer. I'm going to show you what we're going to do to them. But I do want to do them this way first, just to get them a little tender before we take that next step. I've got my potatoes on the stove back there. I think I've got myself back on track. I've got my beans in this bowl, and now I'm going to add me a little bit of olive oil to it. I'm going to go ahead and move forward with these, and we'll catch up with those taters in just a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to put me a little bit of olive oil in with those beans. I'm just getting those tossed around in there just a little bit. Got my air fryer preheating over there. Now let's add our seasoning. I'm going to add us a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. We're going to add in just a little bit of smoked paprika. Get your hands in there and get all those beans just nice and coated with those seasonings and that oil. And for right now, we're just going to set this over to the side. My potatoes are done. I'm going to drain this water off of these. We're going to put them on this air fryer mat, and I'll show you what's next. Okay, so you want to take a fork, or you can do this with a potato masher, and you just want to mash each one of these potatoes. Okay, that's as smashed as they're going to get. Now I don't want to drench these things in oil, so I'm going to take one of these little condiment cups and I'm going to put me a little oil in it, and we're going to brush it on. You just want to brush you some oil on each one of these potatoes. Now you can do it on both sides if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it on one side. I think that's going to be plenty. Look at that. I had just enough just enough in there to do that with. Okay, we're going to call that good with the oil. Now let's get to our seasonings. Now you know you can't have a potato without some salt, okay? You got to have some salt on those taters. And it's okay. It's okay if it gets all over my stove. I'll just wash my stove. You got to have some pepper. A little garlic powder. Basically using the same seasonings on the potatoes that you did on your green beans. Now how much you use, I'm going to leave that up to you. Onion powder. And smoked paprika. Now these are going to be air fryer loaded smashed potatoes by the time we're finished. So just hang with me and keep on watching. Let's get these put in the air fryer. Let's see if I can get it put over in there without making a total mess and creating a disaster. Because the inside of this thing is hot because I've had it preheating. Okay, now I've got to get our green beans in there too. Now I'm going to cook these green beans and these potatoes on the same temperature for the same amount of time. So I'm just going to dump these green beans in here. I'm going to kind of space them out a little bit so that everything gets done like it should. Alright, let's get this popped in there and let's get it turned on. We're going to set this on 375 for, we're going to start with 8 minutes. And then we'll get it checked. Okay, I've got me an iron skillet back here. I've got it on a medium heat. I put a couple of pats of butter in there. And now I'm going to take some onion. And I'm just going to slice that onion right off in that skillet with that butter. I want this to start cooking up. I want it to start getting soft and translucent. And it will start getting very fragrant in just a few minutes. Now these onions won't take long to cook at all, and neither will this chicken, because this chicken is already pre-cooked. And this is that chicken that I get on sale at Publix for 99 cents a bag after the sale and the coupon. And this is why I like to stock up, because it makes such a quick dinner and a cheap dinner, okay? Very easy on the budget if you can find it on sale. So I'm going to use about half of this bag, and I'm going to put it in this skillet with this onion. Okay, got about a half a bag left. Let's get this heated through. I am going to break up some of these longer pieces so that they're just a little bit more bite-sized. Now when you buy those, you can throw them in your freezer. You don't have to do anything special to them. The bag they're in is fine. Just toss it in the freezer and call it done until you're ready to eat them. And you just take them out, let them thaw, and heat them through. You can cook them so many different ways, and that's why I love to keep those on hand. This dinner tonight, I used a half a bag of chicken, so it's 50 cents worth of chicken in that skillet. I used a half of a small onion. I used a quarter of a bag of green beans and a quarter of a bag of those little baby Dutch yellow potatoes. So in all, including what I'm going to be topping these potatoes with, you are looking at probably, it's less than $3 for this entire meal to me. And I call that a win. Besides, it's very quick. Inexpensive and quick and easy, they are my go-tos. I'm going to add a little black pepper in to into my chicken and my onions. A little bit of onion powder. And smoked paprika. Just get all that stirred up together. I'm going to add in just a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, I've turned this on a low heat. I just want it to stay warm until my potatoes and green beans are ready. Okay, I'm going to take the green beans out. They are done. I'm going to put them on this plate. I have an addition to my potatoes, and it's only going to take just a minute or two in the air fryer, so taking these out is going to be just fine. There's my green beans. Now I'm going to show you what we're doing to these potatoes. We're making loaded smashed potatoes, so I'm going to be adding some bacon bits to the top. Of course, loaded means you have to have some cheese, so we're going to go in with a little bit of cheese on top of these. Now let's pop these back in the air fryer for 1 to 2 minutes. Here's my chicken. We're going to go ahead and get this on the plate also. These look delicious. Let's get them on this plate. Okay, since these are loaded smashed potatoes, I'm going to add a little sour cream on the top of them. Now you can add you some green onions if you have them. I don't have any, so I won't be putting any of those on. But that's okay, it's still going to be delicious. And there you go. We've got our grilled chicken with onions, air fryer green beans, and loaded air fryer smashed potatoes or taters. Let's give it a taste. Okay, y'all, it's getting dark outside, so turned on all the lights I can turn on. Let's give this a taste. This looks really good. Trying to get a little bit of everything on one bite. Let's just go with the green beans and the chicken. Oh, that's good. Okay, we've got these loaded air fryer smashed taters. And they look so good. They're nice and crispy. Got the bacon bits and the cheese, sour cream. Let's give it a taste. That is good. This is good. It's not rice. Y'all, I love rice, but woo, that was a lot of leftover takeout rice. And I'm still not finished with it. I got at least 2 more recipes to do with rice, because that's how much there is still left. And I'm just one person, so I'm gonna go eat, and I might even come back with a little dessert after a while. Okay, it's a few hours later. I'm wanting a little sweet treat. I have these dessert shells, and they need to be eaten. Now, I'm just making this just for me, so I'll fix 1 to 2, and the rest of them will go in the freezer. You can actually, don't be scared to buy these things if you're just one person, because these freeze really well. And you can just keep them in the pack and put them in the freezer. So let me get a bowl so I can mix some strawberry glaze with some strawberries. I've got me a few strawberries out here, and I'm just going to cut the tops off of them. And I'm going to slice them up into this bowl. These strawberries are needing to be eaten like today. So thought it'd be a good time to make me a little mini strawberry shortcake. Got my sliced strawberries. I have some of this that's hanging out in my fridge. It needs to be used. So I'm going to mix just a little bit of this in with my strawberries. I'm just going to take just a spoon. I don't need a whole lot. You don't have to use this glaze at all if you don't want to. I just happen to have it in the refrigerator. Strawberries are great by themselves. You could wash you some strawberries, get them sliced, put them in the little cup, and then top it with some Cool Whip or some whipped cream. And I'm just going to fill that little shell with my strawberries. And now for some Ready Whip. And there's a great, easy little dessert for one person. Let's give it a taste. Okay, got my little mini strawberry shortcake over here. It's so little and cute. So we're going to give it a taste. I'm sure it's good. Got some of everything on there. Here goes. Yes. And that is just what I needed. Go make you a little mini strawberry shortcake. Don't be scared to buy those things in small sizes like that and put them in the freezer in case you want something later. Just because you buy it that day doesn't mean you have to eat it right then. Check your Best By dates, always. Put it in the freezer. Save it for later. It'll be okay. I'm going to go eat. So I'm glad you stopped by for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was nothing fancy. It was just some chicken cooked with some onions, some air fryer green beans, and air fryer loaded smashed taters. But it sure was good. Besides it being good, it was very inexpensive for me to cook that meal. Your food doesn't have to be all fancy for it to taste good. But now, fancy's okay if that's what you like, but I'm good with just plain old ordinary food. I do try to think outside the box on a lot of my recipes, and I reach out there to try to turn things into something completely new. It's just something that I like to do. I think it's a lot of fun. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please go give it a thumbs up, share it, leave me a comment below. I love to interact with you in the comments. Y'all are so funny and you're thoughtful. You're just kind. And that makes a big difference in my day when I read your comments. I try my very best to comment back, to reply to everyone. I'm sure that I miss a few of you here and there. And if I do miss your comment, I do apologize. It's hard to catch them all, but I do try. So also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I hope to see you for the next video. Bye, y'all.